Are you ready to listen to a podcast?
Here comes the Playhouse Podcast, thanks to Bradshaw and Bryan Law Offices.
Find, subscribe, and listen.
What's the worst pain you've ever been in? We're not like broken-hearting this, all right? This is not emotional pain, but what is the worst physical pain you've ever been in? That's coming up a little bit later in the podcast. Here we go.
Can you help me? Can you help me? Can you help me? Everybody!
OPP, other people's problems. When we heard about Teresa's situation, we said this is definitely something I want to throw it on the air because I would be curious as to how a relationship would exist if this was the situation. Yeah. So we know you're excited to go back to school, right?
Yeah, I'm really, it's something that I really want to do. Growing up, I always wanted to be a lawyer. It was always my passion. In school, in college, I took, law classes and dabbled a little bit in working with the state laws and stuff like that. But once, I ended up going to business for a little bit, and I ended up just staying there because I had kids. And after that, I just...
You get busy.
It made sense. Yeah, you get busy. It just made sense to stick with what I was doing. So I told my husband that, since the kids are older now, they're like 13, 14, I want to go back and try and go to law school. And he said, I'm just too old and we're not in the right place. Yeah, so I was really upset. I wanted him to be supportive, but he wasn't.
Now, have there been other situations in your relationship where he hasn't been supportive and he should have? Like, he should just, get those wins going in your sales. That's a husband.
That's what I think. I mean, even back then in the day when I wanted to become a lawyer, he's the one that kind of said, no, just go to, you got a job offer from a good business.
What the heck?
Do you think that he's saying this just because he loses a little bit of you if your concentration isn't on your family? Or do you think he's really just kind of like, I think you aren't going to make it?
I don't know. I hope it's about the family and not that he doesn't believe in me. But, either way, it wasn't nice to hear that he didn't want me to follow my dreams.
Yeah.
How about this? If we flip the script a little bit, find a passion of his, if he wanted to go back and
be a pro golfer.
Yeah, He's going to have to take 6 months off to really hone his skill and see if he can make the PGA Tour. Would you support him by getting extra jobs?
I think I would.
No,
honestly.
you wouldn't. There's no woman alive.
Know?
There is no woman alive that would go, yes, quit your job, practice for 6 months, and maybe make the PGA Tour.
I think having those skills are different than learning the skill of being a lawyer. They're two totally different things. You either have it as an athlete or you don't. I could never learn how to professionally golf.
Sure
ever.
You could.
No,
you
never.
Sure could.
Nope. Are too big.
Okay, we're good now. Thank you. Have a great morning. We're going to have some OPP this morning. If you missed Teresa, she was on with us just a couple of seconds ago.
Since the kids are older now, they're 13, 14, I want to go back and try and go to law school. And he said, I'm just too old and we're not in the right place. So I was really upset. I wanted him to be supportive, but he wasn't.
What if you said today, I want to go back, I want to finish my master's, I want to be a teacher, and your husband is like, nah, you're too dumb, you're not going to make it, you're too old?
He would never. And I think we'd have to probably explore some therapy.
If he did,
something.
right? I can't imagine something like that going down.
It would be so hurtful.
Christina, you have any advice for Teresa?
I was about 38 and my husband was working on the road. We were together for 20 years and I started going back to school online and he did not support me. He even went so far as to say, what, you think I'm going to work for you? And you know what?
Wow.
I did it anyway. And I'm double majoring in college now and I'm raising kids and I'm here to show them that they can chase their dreams. Even if the whole world is against you, if it's in your heart and soul, do it. Freaking do it.
We know a little bit about you, Chris. You're a single mom now, so he's not in your life anymore.
Right.
So, when that conversation happened, what was your response in that moment? Did you cry? Were you
inside?
Yeah.
Inside I cried. And I imagined probably smacking him or something, but I didn't.
Yeah. Good for you.
Shut up. What do you mean? I can't follow my dreams. If you were my dream once and I followed you, come on.
Was it a sexist type of insinuation? I'm not working for a chick? No way. Or you?
Yeah, well, you're too old. You're in your 30s. What are you doing? And it's It's never too late to dream. You can learn to dance when you're 60. You can remarry at 50. I mean, it's your life. Live it.
When will you be done with school?
3 more semesters.
Okay, so you got
I got to be 22 credits a semester.
Jeez,
That's awesome.
Yeah, you're cooking. And when you're done, what will be the goal for your career then? Like, what kind of gig do you want?
I want to start a sustainable landscaping company and help with wetland restoration and shoreline restoration and building people eco-friendly oases in their own backyard.
You got a plan already. Listen.
Well, she's futuristic right there. You know where your money is going to be. People's minds are already there and have been for a while, where if you look at a menu, they're probably going to choose maybe the healthier route or the more sustainable route. So they're going to do that for vacations, too. Good thinking.
Thank you.
Hey.
And I appreciate you guys. You make my Monday marvelous.
Oh, you make our Monday good, too.
Let's make your Tuesday terrific tomorrow.
Yes, and Wednesday wonderful.
I love it. And Thursdays, awesome.
Okay, we're good here. Thanks, Christina. We appreciate you. Have a great morning. I got to say hello to Tammy, who said, and she texted in, I went through a similar situation with my husband. He was looking to make a career change that I did not support, not because I didn't think he could do it, but because the new position would have carried a lot more stress with it and responsibilities for many people. My husband carries that way too heavy on his shoulders and has had some experiences before, not healthy for him in his personal life. Mm-hmm. He's one of those people you think might have a heart attack if you can't let his stress go. Oh, my God, does this sound like your husband, Kat, or what?
Yeah.
So me not supporting his position was my way of supporting him because it was better for him mentally.
So the good thing about Derek is that he is well aware of what will stress him out and what won't. And I think we're all aware of those situations, and he just doesn't put himself in those.
Sure.
I can see that maybe Tammy's husband wanted to, maybe knows inside what his abilities would be, but sometimes, you got to listen to your body.
Been through this? If your father-in-law started online dating, you'd be concerned for him, your mother-in-law as well?
Probably not my father-in-law because he's skeptical of everything. So
okay.
That works in his favor. My mother-in-law, yes, I would be very nervous. My own dad, yes, I'd be extremely nervous. My mom, no, because she's skeptical of everything. So
what happens when you think somebody you love might be getting scammed?
Yeah.
Is it your time to step in or not? Maya, break this down for everybody. We know a little.
Hi, so I'm calling because my mother-in-law is completely out of control when it comes to online dating,
Okay. Oh.
to the point where I'm afraid that she's going to fall for a scam or something like that. Both me and my husband are totally concerned about that, and we're just wondering if there are any resources out there for people like her, because I don't want to be an episode on Dr. Phil. That's really what it is.
actually, okay, so he does get all of those episodes, 1. But 2, my sister-in-law has this company where she goes into, like, not that your mother-in-law is, she lives by herself, right? She's like an able-bodied.
Yeah,
okay.
She does.
So this, my sister-in-law will go in and she'll teach older people how to be safe, what to share, what not to share, certain websites and things to stay away from. So there are resources out there like that. But is she that much into finding a man that she would fall for something like that? Like if someone had a Latin accent, they're like, I can never FaceTime, but I want you so bad. Send me 10,000.
I can see it because, she likes a pretty face. So if you can put up a nice enough picture.
Yeah.
And she's been, single long enough where I think she's willing to look past some red flags.
There is a thing to that. Like older women, they know they get preyed
They're
on
desperate
all the time.
because they feel the clock ticking. So they just they think that it's their time. They deserve it.
Yeah. Well, let's see if anybody can help you out if they have, maybe help their older people in their life how to navigate.
There's got to be some kind of resources out there. So what we'll do is we're going to just put you on hold, and then you kind of hear everything that people say when they call in next, okay?
All right, thank you so much.
I would be a wreck if I knew that my dad was online dating because he's so giving with information. Like we have to have conversations with him a lot. Like, no.
Too trusting.
Don't give people your routing number. So he's just like so giving and so loving and trusting that you just got to worry about him,
Isn't that weird that you're at that point now?
Yes.
Where your dad is too nice of a guy, so you have to worry that he's going to be taken advantage of?
I know. So we just like to keep him in the house. Just like, don't leave the house.
Greg.
Go to Casey's.
Your leash on.
And back up.
Listen, that could be a great invention. For someone in your life that you don't want to wander too far from the house.
A grandparent leash? Yeah.
No, not a leash, but like something like, what does your dad usually have on him? Probably always his wallet.
Yes.
Probably always his cell phone, right? Mm-hmm. So what if you could put like an Apple tag that buzzed and maybe, give him just a little bit of a shock, like when they got too far, like a shock collar for grandma.
How about less degrading, like a little bracelet or something? Just so he feels it in his wrist, like,
that's fine.
Making the wrong decision.
Right. Like, so a nice chunk of jewelry that if they got too far from the house, it zapped him a little bit.
Yeah.
What's trending?
Trending today is Bradley Cooper talking about why he hates chairs on movie sets.
I don't watch playback. To me, rhythm of the day. Here's what I'll do. I'll tell you in a second. So there's no chairs on sets. I've always hated chairs, and I feel like your energy dips the minute you sit down in the chair. So Apple Box is a very nice way to sit, and everybody's together. There's no video village. I hate that.
So video villages are all those chairs like around Steven Spielberg, and he's watching the playback, and they're all sitting in their chairs watching it back. There's a lot of truth to that, and I should probably stand up more here. I think it's
well, you're down probably 95% of the time, aren't
probably
you?
just kind of sitting here, and I'm not gonna. It's just more comfortable. But what makes you lazy?
Warm weather. Warm studios or warm house. Anything. Listen, wherever you are, if the temperature is over 40 degrees or over 70 degrees, people are lazy.
Weird. I feel like when it's warm and sunny out, I have the most energy ever.
People get lazy when they get comfortable. I think the temp has got to be below 70. Otherwise, look around here. The warmer studios or the warmer rooms, people are always just sitting, not doing crap. But if it's cool, people are up and moving.
Yeah. I would say the binge feature of streaming, since streaming came into people's lives and you can watch an entire season, just binging, like the essence of binging. Like, when Liam was down at my in-laws, Derek and I woke up early. We got all of our chores done, and we binged The Crown in like one day. Like my body hurt from laying there, and I just felt so lazy. And then it asks you, "Hey, are you still watching this?" Yes, I am. You can see I am. So it's weird. But what makes you lazy? Because that is what's trending.
You can either make a choice that could benefit our entire audience, or you could be a selfish little person and get your Christmas present early, knowing how you must be almost out of Christmas presents because you guys started 2 weeks out.
We are all out.
Oh, I didn't realize.
Except for Liam has one coming tomorrow, and then he has one arriving whenever this cute little company decides to get it to my house.
I think we all have one of those. I'm waiting for one of those as well, which the tracking came from China.
Yeah.
And I've been tracking it for the better part of 2 weeks.
Mine came from Spain. It's been in Iowa for 5 days. I could have just ran down to Iowa, to be honest with you, if I knew where the shipping area was, and just sifted through and found this gift.
So you have a choice. You could either choose, and I can help you be happier every single morning, or you could choose your Christmas present.
Both will benefit me.
Both would, but one would benefit all of our listeners who make it possible for us to be here every morning and get paid. Or you could just be a selfish little
Normally,
person.
You're extremely dramatic about how you describe things. So I think the first one is probably not going to be as big as you are selling it. Oh, man. I am going to surprise you, and I'm going to choose the first door.
You're going to let everybody else into a pathway of happiness every single morning?
And then we'll exchange gifts on Thursday.
Why Thursday?
Because I don't want to wait till Friday. Thursday's a good day for it.
It's today or Friday?
Friday, then. Friday, wow. I will wait.
Wow.
I'm turning over a new leaf.
All right. I'm going to let you in on some research I found this morning that genuinely leads to every single human being's better chance of happiness every single day. You ready for it?
Yeah. Yes.
All you have to do, and close your eyes unless you're driving. It's best if you can do this into a mirror every morning. But if you say the words, "I love you," to yourself 10 times every morning,
Bloody Mary will appear.
your chance at genuine, soul-fulfilling happiness goes up by 40%. This new chunk of research, they did this for 10 years to 2,000 people, engaged their happiness, and their happiness didn't grow. Their happiness immediately shot up within the first week to what they say is a genuine better life. So if you find yourself a little bit doldrumy, or you find yourself in a little bit of rut, or maybe you're like in between relationships or jobs, or you just don't really know how you feel about what's going on in your life, apparently the key is just looking yourself in the eye after you brush your teeth, when you wake up right away in the morning, and saying the words, I love you, 10 times.
I love you. Say it in different inflections. I love you. I freaking love you, girl. I love you. You know what? I don't know if I need this. Some people need this, and I want them to get to the level of confidence that I have. Some people say I have too much confidence. See your way out. Because I think it's good to have a lot of confidence in yourself. If you don't, who's gonna?
Confidence comes with being prepared, I believe. I believe that's the genuine link there.
Maybe sometimes, maybe I'm a little bit too confident. There have been a couple of scenarios the last couple of years where I'm like, I can do this. And then I just got to like watch a ton of YouTube videos and I kind of do it. But have that confidence in yourself. Why not?
I worked with a guy who was a little bit older than me at the time, and he only used his email to get daily affirmations. And about every 6 hours, he would get something emailed to him that he would just say out loud that would boost him.
Okay.
And I just wanted to pass this along since Kat didn't want her Christmas present this morning. If you are looking for a better, right? Are you disappointed? You should have taken the present?
No, I'm not, because some people needed to hear that. If you're in the car and you're sitting at the stoplight right now, look in the mirror. I bet you're doing it right now.
10 times.
And say it.
You
But
say,
mean it.
I love you 10 times while you're looking directly into your own eyes. Your chance at genuine, soul-fulfilling happiness increases by 40%.
There you go.
If I told you could say one thing every day and your income would increase by 40%, I guarantee you'd do it.
Yeah.
And this should be just as important as that. So start doing it.
So when you work with like a lot of people, how many people do you think are down on this level? 60? 60?
Yeah, 50, 60, sure.
There are going to be people that are completely opposite of you. There are going to be people that have the same work ethic that aligns. But did you see some of these new terms that were defined in 2023, like when it comes to your work?
I probably have zero idea what any of these are.
The lazy girl job.
What's that?
So this was just lazy girl positions, things that you could probably level up with your mental capacity, but you just don't because you appreciate just doing the bare minimum.
Oh,
almost.
That's me.
Oh,
I mean, isn't it?
girl.
I mean, I have gone. I've tried to scale back to do as little as possible.
You know, you say that, but you do handle a bunch. So I'm going to say BS on that one.
No, I'd
sadly.
like to claim that one. Okay, go ahead.
All right.
What's next?
The next one is bare minimum Mondays. No, I go on Mondays because I think of my Friday self. My Friday self wants to get the hell out of here.
Yeah.
And so I kind of like my Monday, Tuesday self gets ahead of stuff.
My mentality towards that kind of stuff is so different this time of the year.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, especially, I'm telling you, after Trish took this new job and she actually goes to work, like I go home now and I'm like, just hanging out. You know what I mean? Like until baseball season starts, I don't have anything to do in the afternoon. So like during the summer, though, I am so much more about get out of here, get outside, do something. And right now I'm just like, whatever takes my time.
Quiet cutting. So we knew quiet quitting. That's when you're just so lazy that you just like, you don't make a huge fuss about the fact that you don't want to be there, but
you
know,
just quietly quit working.
Yeah, quietly quit. While you're working at your desk, you're applying for other jobs. So that would be quiet quitting. But quiet cutting refers to when you get a reassignment of duties at work and no longer have the role or job title that you were hired for, but you still have the job. So it's kind of like,
I think I got that one too.
I think you got that one too. Maybe we shouldn't have talked about
the
this.
most unmodel employee.
But oh my God, this one, someone is going to come to mind as of this past Friday. Voluntelling. Do you know what that is?
No, what's volunteer?
That's where you volunteer for a task that wasn't given to you, and then you tell everyone about it. Or like, did you get an email on Friday with an exclamation point?
I don't think so.
Yeah, you did. I bet you just blew right past it. Probably. It was like kind of bragging about something that they did, but they didn't need to do it.
I don't know. Nothing comes to mind.
Are you serious? You didn't get that email?
Maybe
I did.
Why
was I lucky enough to get that email?
That kind of stuff, I am so, it's not that I don't care, but I don't care.
Yeah.
There's so, if it genuinely doesn't affect me.
This one?
It goes.
You didn't get that one? Was you like told everyone?
Oh, I deleted that right away.
You did?
I didn't even read it.
I had to read it for comedic relief.
I didn't even read it. Listen, there are some people that send me emails that I delete without reading.
Yeah.
Just because I'm like, you don't have any impact on my life at all. And so I just, if it's really important, you'll text me.
All right. Well, I'm just saying 2024, don't be a loser. Don't be that person at work that people talk about. Don't just go in and do your job at the best of your ability.
It doesn't even bother me that this is me now. Should that bother me?
When it bothers me, I'll tell you.
I forgot to ask, how'd your fast go?
It was great. It was lovely.
You clearly didn't do it.
I didn't do it. And it was supposed to be last weekend, so nice try.
I thought it had been pushed off.
No.
Oh.
No.
So why didn't you do it?
I forgot. And then I was like, dang it, we'll start tomorrow.
It was amazing. We sit in this this team meeting on Monday, and Kat and Derek are both like, Friday, we got this plan. We're going to do lemon fast.
But listen, I started today. I have not had anything. I have my lemon water, and I have coffee with no additives. I've been doing coffee with no additives since I started Livia. Yeah. And I'm just used to it now. I miss my creamer, but I'm used to it now.
Today is a fast?
Let's just start it now until Wednesday. Okay?
So you're just on a
48 hour. Let's do Wednesday night. I can just do it. I have nothing going on. I have nothing that'll trip me up.
Well, it's going to be closer to 60 hours.
Okay. Then if you're so obsessed with my fast and so obsessed with knowing how hours
I was wondering, I was more concerned with your husband, to be honest. With 24 hours of that man not getting pumped full of caffeine or anything like that, I was kind of curious as to how things were going to go.
He actually left last night at like 4:30 and went to work out without us. He was like, I'm going to work out.
Right on.
I said, okay, cool. Then he came home and was done for the night. Liam and I went to bed at 7:30 last night.
How do you even do that?
It was great. It was great.
The Tuesday wordplay on the live show at 8:40 is worth $2,000. 8:40 Tuesday morning. That's some game changer kind of money. So get ready for that. Maybe set an alarm as we get you back into the podcast.
I saw this meme about worst pain, and this person wrote, the worst pain is getting played by a person you lowered your standards for. Ooh. And then that just opened up a whole can of whatever. And all these people were adding to it. No, the worst pain is being told that your epidural was administered but didn't catch. Worst pain is having a ground steak go through your cheek.
Ooh. That
would be up there. I would say, and I've given birth and I didn't feel anything because I had a C-section. So that was perfect. My colon stuff was pretty painful, but I would say that corneal ulcer that I had, that was really, really painful.
Well, how about me? Having to look at you with the corneal ulcer. Imagine the pain I had to go through every single day.
Anyway, yeah, even looking at light, it was the worst pain ever. Like migraine times 20.
I have heard, and this was from my dad years and years and years ago, that he said you will never, and he wasn't, but I know one of his friends was, he said you will never experience any kind of pain greater than a shot and a shattered kneecap.
Oh,
if you get literally shot in the kneecap.
Did that happen to him?
One of his, I don't know, one of the guys that was in his unit in Vietnam. And he said there is zero pain that you think you could ever have in your life that is worse than a bullet to the kneecap and your knee just shattering.
Yeah.
And I can only assume so, right? Glad I've never had to be through that. So what we thought is we got just a couple of quick minutes this morning. So you would have to say the worst pain you've ever had in your life is a corneal ulcer.
Yeah.
For me, it's clearly when you take a shot to the nuts with a baseball that's hit really, really hard. Mm-hmm. Clearly, the worst thing, it's the worst pain I've ever felt in my life. I was pitching one day, and I went to play third base, and when I pitched, I never wore a cup because it was just uncomfortable.
Yeah.
And I got, I don't know, into the 5th, 6th inning. My dad moves me over to third base, and one came up, and I was playing a little bit too far back, right off the lip of the grass where it meets the dirt.
Just a little graze.
This kid hit a one hopper, and it popped me square, and it dropped. And it got to the point where the pain didn't radiate through my body enough, where I had bent over, I picked up the ball, and then I just fell backwards.
Oh my God!
And I just laid there.
Did you know? And I don't know if a lot of guys know this. I didn't know this, but my son goes up for a layup, comes down on a knee, and he catches his balls on a knee.
Yeah.
And he is down on the ground. His coach is helping him. And I thought he had his hand stepped on or whatever. I didn't think because he wasn't holding him. But he got up and he went to the side and he started doing these butt bumps.
Yeah.
I've never heard of that.
The umpire came out, and he had been a former ball player, and he sat me upright, picked me up under my armpits, and then dropped me on my butt. And what it does, it re-radiates the pain out.
Okay.
And so one of the things you want to do is you want to get something in the pelvic area, like a bump, you know, something like that. And that'll, kind of make the pain go away.
So now you know, if you have a son.
I've had to do this several times with guys that I've coached.
Literally never heard about it until our last basketball tournament.
What is the worst pain you've ever felt? Your colon basically just imploded, and you're telling me an ulcer in your eyeball hurt worse than that?
I said that the colon issue was, some days were very, very, I would say getting my bag off and like the retraining yourself below the waist to like, that hurt. That hurt? Yes, it is extremely painful. I'll explain off the air why.
Yeah,
I'll go in depth with you, baby. I'll go in depth.
I'll go to the whiteboard over there and explain it to us. But John had said he had pain like no other human. I want to hear about it. What happened here, brother?
Well, when I was 12, my uncle mowed over my foot, and it had to be amputated.
Oh, my God. Yeah. What were you doing? I got to know the scenario. Like, what happened?
Yeah, I was helping him, and he pulled the mower backward while I was, like, in front of him, and he ran over my foot with the lawnmower.
This is so tragic. So the pain level was, like, you can't even probably describe it, right?
Yeah, did you pass out?
Yeah, I passed out about, like, a few minutes after it happened, and initially, like, it was, like, one of those things where, like, I didn't feel it at first.
Yeah.
You know, but then it quickly set in, and then, I passed out. And
so you have a prosthetic foot then, or is it like just the ankle down kind of thing?
Yeah, it's one of those that kind of fits over your ankle. Yeah, it's like a prosthetic.
Wow.
Kind of, yeah.
So holidays, birthdays, extra presents from your uncle, I would assume.
You know, you would think, like, he actually never said sorry for doing that.
Oh,
he never
my God. Really?
Yeah.
All right, follow that up, Erica. Worst pain you ever felt?
I had horrible back labor for hours and couldn't get an epidural. They poked me 8 times, and I had to have my nurse physically hold me onto the bed so I could sit still, and got to 9 centimeters and didn't have any pain relief.
Oh, my God.
You guys complain about this all the time. I just, hearing women complain about...
Do you want me to hit him?
About giving birth.
Yes.
Good Lord. This miracle of birth that you're allowed to have. I mean, how about me? I can't give birth. Like, that's pain. Like, you sit here telling me about your eight pokes in the back and had to be held down. What I wouldn't give, you selfish...
He's only saying this because you're not in front of him. He would never say that in front of you. But did you ever have the contractions like well before you were supposed to give birth? Because I totally forgot that happened to me, and a lot of women that happens to, where it's, I don't know if it's quite Braxton Hicks, but it is so debilitating. It hurts so bad.
I felt nothing, and I was induced, so I felt nothing until it was all in my back, and I was in the tub, and I got out, and I'm like, I think I'm dying. Yeah. I really need some help, and then they kept poking me 8 times, and then she was there, and they're like, yeah, we can't do anything else. I'm like, great, thanks for coming.
That's crazy.
You can leave.
Get out of here. You're not doing anything.
Everything good. How long ago was this? How many years ago?
8 months.
8 months ago. All right.
Still remember.
But everything's good?
Oh, yeah.
All right.
Good.
Thanks for sharing with us. Hope you have a great morning today.
And I'll hit him.
What if we give you $1,000 right now? How does that change things for you?
Oh, my gosh. I don't even know. I would have all my Christmas shopping paid for and a little bit of daycare, I think.
Oh, I love that. help out a little bit.
To it. First thing we got to do is kick Kat out of the studio here, Jenna. So we're going to make sure that she takes the high road. And once she's beyond listening distance, this is how the game's going to work. I'm going to give you a word, and all you have to do is give me the first word that pops into your mind. If you think like Kat, and again, the longer you listen, the more you know of each of us. All right, she's safely in the hallway. You should be able to nail this down. You ready to go with me?
Yeah.
For $1,000, Jenna, let's do this. The first word that comes to your mind when you hear brown.
Bear.
You were going to say poop, weren't you? Go with what's first in your mind. Go with what's first in your mind. You want to stick with bear?
I can change my answer. I don't know. I was going to say bag.
Okay, you want to go bag? Because you're a heavy drinker? Okay. Gotcha. Jenna, first word that comes into your mind when you hear heavy.
Wait.
Jenna, the first word that comes to your mind when you hear the word fast.
Run.
Good. I like that one. Jenna, the first word that comes to your mind when you hear the word toe.
Stub.
Gotcha. That's a good one. I think you're all right there. All right, last one. The first word that comes to your mind when you hear happy.
Smile.
Okay. All right, good.
Oh, gosh.
Do you want to change any of those real quick before Kat gets back in here?
I don't know.
I think you did well. I think you did well. I think these are all, as Kat comes into the studio, I think these are all dialed in, Jenna. I don't think any of these are like too far out. Like, what was the one that we had a couple weeks ago that really made us question doing this game anymore?
Corn. The word corn.
Corn, yeah. She went with ball.
Yeah.
And then what was the one? Did she say something about music?
I said
too?
finger, and she said music.
Yeah, that's the one that's always going to get me.
I won't forget that play.
Okay, I feel a little better about
Okay, good.
You should. I think you did well. All right, Kat. You ready to play with Jenna?
Mm-hmm.
She gave us 5 pretty good answers.
Okay.
If you can match up all 5 of her answers, she wins $1,000.
Pressure is on. Here we go.
Kat, what's the first word you think of when you hear the word brown?
Brown. Brown. Oh my God, poop.
I knew it, Jenna.
Did he say I was going to say poop?
I did. At first she said bear, and then and then her final answer was brown bag.
Oh, jeez.
But
bags are every color.
I really knew you were going to say poop. I knew it for sure that she was going to say poop.
I
All
would
right.
have said something else.
What
too.
would have you said, Kat, to heavy?
Heavy lifting.
She said weight.
Okay.
How about fast?
Runner.
I would have taken that. Run, she said, yeah.
Okay.
Toe, T-O-E.
Jam.
Oh. She said stub.
Oh my God, I was going to say stub.
And then finally, happy.
Happy smile.
Smile, yeah. All right. Well, Jenna, I really think if you'd have went poop, which was your first instinct, I know it was, and then you got run, and then you got smile, you were 3/5 the way there. 60% is not bad with this game.
The Playhouse Podcast is made possible thanks to Bradshaw and Bryan Law Offices. Catch the live show weekdays from 5:30 to 9 on 104.7 KCLD. Now, share this with a friend.